Wait a minute, this isn't Hearthstone. What's up, guys? Mulligan's back, and welcome to Eternal, uh, the new card game from Direwolf Digital. That, as of today, a couple hours ago, it just came out of closed beta and went into open beta. It's on Steam right now for early access. Uh, this is free to play as well, so you don't have to pay anything to play this game. I'm very, very excited that this is in open beta now, even though the only bad news is the people that were in closed beta lost their entire collections. They said for a while that there was going to be a wipe and to just be prepared for it. But very excited. I just want to kind of go through just the game itself and the different modes that you can participate in. So it's just kind of like I guess a game review, but I mean it's gonna be extended. We're gonna play some games too, but yeah, I mean up top, you got your. Well, let me before I even start with there. And I'm kind of playing this fast and loose as far as this review goes, but I mean, one of the big questions I'm sure people are going to ask is, is this game like Magic the Gathering? Is it like Hearthstone? Is it like, insert any card game? I would say that it is between Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. It's a little bit like both. The way things look and the way cards play out and abilities and things like that. But I would say it's closer to Magic the Gathering than it is Hearthstone. There are some similarities to Hearthstone, but I would say it's more like Magic the Gathering than Hearthstone. But it's kind of in between there, leaning more towards Magic, I would say. Because like the first thing here, you have this little icon here is where you get your quest. You get daily quests just like in Hearthstone. And these are the quests that I have now. These you get at the beginning when you first play the game though. When you go through when you finally go through the campaign mode. Well, except this one. This one I just got like an hour ago. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll start up top. So this is your friends list. You can, chat just like in Hearthstone Battle.net. You can chat with any friends on your list. I don't have any friends. I'm sad, boys. Maybe I'll get some. Who knows? But your profile, this is your avatar that shows when you play any game, and of course you can change it. I'm not gonna change mine, but these are the different choices here. Just to see what you want your avatar to be. But last time I actually had while I was in closed beta, I had this as my avatar, but I just decided I wanted to switch it up. But yeah. Where is it? I gotta go back and I gotta find it again, because I don't want to change it. I want to keep it the same. But yeah, you have your percentages for your collection, how far you are to completing your collection for each rarity of your cards, your achievements. It shows total points. This is the list of every achievement you can get in the game. I've already got 2. So it'll show the completed ones that you have up top always, and then the ones you haven't done are in alphabetical order, because these are the names of them on the left here. But yeah, there's a lot of achievements. I mean, people will be at this for a while, unless you play literally hours a day, every single day, without stopping. Like, you just grind. But I think the average player is going to be at this for a while. So you have emotes in this game similar to Hearthstone. If you click on your character, you got the well played, the thanks, the cheer, the greet, the curse, the taunt. But you have some customization, which is really cool. Like, you don't have to just say well played. You can choose between any one of these. Same for thanks, same for cheering, vice versa. But this is kind of my setup for now. I made a couple changes too. These weren't the same ones I had in closed beta, But yeah, leagues, it shows where you are on rank ladder. I'm not placed at all yet, but you know, it'll show your placement for the. Oh my God, these people! There's so many people. These names I know. All already in the top 100, but no one has the. That's funny. No one's left bronze yet. That's hilarious. But yeah, the ranks actually go from you start in bronze and then it works your way up. There's 3 levels of each rank, so there's bronze 3, 2, and 1 is the highest, and then once you get past bronze 1, you move up to silver, and then you have to go through 3, 2, 1 of that, and then it goes to gold, and then I believe diamond after that, and then after that I believe after diamond is master, and master is the highest rank. Master is basically the legend of this game, equivalent to Hearthstone, because once you hit master rank, this will be replaced by an actual number of where you're ranked at the master level. So yeah, has the same thing for draft too, which we'll get into draft in a little bit as far as how that works. We're not going to play any draft games, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about that, match history, etc. But let's next is your cards. Of course, it shows a list of all your decks here. These are the starter decks that you get for completing different levels of the campaign mode. You actually get 5 decks. I actually deleted one, but you actually get 5 decks. But for each faction in the game. So you have red is fire. This is purple, which is shadow. Blue is primal. This is considered yellow, which is time, and then the last one is actually green, which is called justice in this game. And of course, there are friendly factions. There are cards in the game that play nice with each other. They're 2-color cards. And a lot of the popular decks back in closed beta were at least 2 colors. There are very few decks that were competitive that were just 1 color. There were a few, but not many. But yeah, this is where you see your decks. You can import decks from text format onto to the game. Clone a deck. You can delete a deck, of course, and then my collection. This just shows every card that you have. And these little orbs here, they come up when you first play the game. They'll give you tips on like if a card has a certain text on it or certain ability. Like one of these is probably gonna be Overwhelm and the other is gonna be Warcry. But like little did you know things, tips about certain abilities in the game or just other things in a game. Like Overwhelm, a unit or spell with Overwhelm will deal any excess damage to your opponent on your turn. Does not work while blocking, which, I mean, we'll get into this stuff when we get into some games. Yeah, like Warcry. Each time a unit with Warcry attacks, it grants a permanent bonus to the topmost unit or weapon in your deck. Even if it's a few cards down, you will get to stack up the bonus on it over multiple turns. And then that little check mark, you can check it off just to make sure you don't see that tip again, because they keep coming up if you don't. They're going to keep coming up. But I'm not going to roll through, but here is where, you know, you just scroll over. There's a search function to search for cards. Like, that's just a card that I know. Well, I don't have that card, so that's not going to work. So, but let's, like that. Caleb, Uncrowned Prince. But, yeah. As far as cards go, the way the collection, not collection, the way that the rarity works for card rarity, there's commons, which is this gray symbol here. The little symbol here just above the card type, like this is a spell. The color of that determines what level of rarity the card is. So this is a common because there's that little gray thing. There's also uncommon, rare, and then legendary. There's no epic cards in this game like in Hearthstone. Um, this gold one, of course, is that's a legendary. This is actually one of the legendaries you get while playing through the campaign. You cannot disenchant this, and there is a crafting system in this game, by the way, where you can destroy cards. It won't let me destroy that one, but you can destroy cards to get instead of dust, we have the currency is shift stone to make cards, and you on here it also shows the amount of shift stones needed to create a copy of any card. That's pretty much it as far as the cards go. Next we can go to the store. This is where you buy everything. You buy packs. So the currency to actually buy packs in this game, though, you can't just buy it with just straight up money. You actually have to use, if you want to buy packs with real money, and they got a promotion thing going on right now. You get three free packs of each new set forever with your first purchase of gems. So you use real money to buy the gems. The gems are the currency to buy packs in this game. And these are the requirements for how many gems you need to buy, a certain level of packs. You of course can get packs one by one with gold, which is the other currency in this game. That's gold is what you're gonna earn. You can never earn gems, at least currently. I don't know if that'll ever change, but you can't earn, as of right now, you can't earn gems in game. You can only earn gold in game. And you earn gold by playing games and opening chests, which we'll get into. You guys will see that a little bit later on. But yeah, you can also buy totems. You do get to choose which totem you want. It's not. It's just it's cosmetic. This doesn't affect gameplay at all. But you choose one in the beginning for a certain faction, and then you can use gold to buy the rest of them. But yeah, that's the store. Let's go back to the main menu here. So these are your packs, and I will do a pack opening video separate from this. We're not going to open any of these right now, but I will do I do plan on doing a pack opening video, and it'll be a pretty massive pack opening. Yeah, a fairly big amount of packs we'll be opening. This is where you can see how many shift stones you have. Again, shift stones are used to craft cards that are not in your collection yet. You can even do it in a deck builder too while you're building a deck. You have the ability to just craft cards on the fly. These are how many gems that you have, and then this is your gold. And of course this little gear is your settings, options, which settings, they're basically Hearthstone. What do you want your graphics on? Resolution, do you want to be on window mode or not? And then music and master, very almost exactly like Hearthstone. Now you got your gameplay. You got advanced deck building, which allows you to customize your power cards, which you'll see later on, but power cards are basically mana, similar to Magic in this game. So unlike Hearthstone, where you get one additional mana every single turn, because there's no such thing as mana screw in Hearthstone. You always get one mana every turn, no matter what. This is the part where it's more like Magic the Gathering. So there's power cards, which are your mana, your land, that you have to put in your deck. Decks can be, they're typically 75 cards, but they can be as much as, you can have as many as 150 cards in your deck, but most standard decks are 75 cards. Every standard deck I've seen has been 75 cards total, including power. So, but this option allows you to customize your power cards. If you have this off, then when you go to the deck builder to build your deck, you're gonna be given the option to put 50 cards in the deck, I believe, and then the Eternal system is gonna choose the power for you based off of that. So you always want to have this checked off in order to be able to customize how much power you want in your decks. Smart auto pass we usually have that turned off, but it just allows you to automatically continue when you have no relevant actions. Disable hotkeys, disable totem interactions, and auto snap targeting arrow. The targeting arrow on the playmat will auto snap to targets. You want all of these off, and then have advanced deck building turned on. You basically don't want. Ultimately, you don't. These are the settings you want. I mean, I could see having smart auto pass on if you're just starting out, or disabling the hotkeys in case you want to do something on your keyboard while your game's on and you don't want to accidentally hit a hotkey. Like, one hotkey I know of is if you hit A, that allows you to attack with all your units at once. A and spacebar are the hotkeys I know. I'm sure there's others, but I don't know them. But I mean, these are the settings you really want. So you can leave your feedback here to Direwolf Digital about the game. The end user license agreement, you get access to that. That'll pull up in your browser and you can read that. I'm sure you guys don't care about that. Okay, so I guess you guys could probably tell what happened there. I accidentally logged out of the game and I had to log back in. So, oh well. Anyway, so we've got everything up top out of the way. We've got the profiles, your card collection, the store where you can buy packs and gems, etc. Other accessories, the packs you have, the shift stones you have, the gems you have, and the golds you have, and this is your quest log. So down on the bottom here, so these three options here under solo battle, you have campaign, gauntlet, and forge. Solo battle is you playing against the AI. So you're not playing another actual player. You're playing against the computer on any of these modes. When you start Eternal, you will automatically go into the campaign mode, very similar to Hearthstone, where you're automatically going to be thrown into a match against a computer opponent, and you get a little bit of backstory on Eternal and the lore and things like that, which the lore seems pretty cool. I haven't really read into it, but it seems pretty dope. Basically, it's 5 factions, and there's no one on the throne right now, and one of the factions wants to take control of the throne. Actually, all of them do, but only one can take the throne. So there's much more into than that goes into the lore, but that's the bare bones basically what's going on. So anyway, solo battle. So campaign, you're immediately thrown into the campaign, and the campaign is where you actually unlock your basic decks, the ones here. So as you go through complete different levels of the campaign, you unlock a deck at the end of each level, let's say. You face multiple opponents, and then cards get unlocked as well that get added to your basic decks. So there's 5 levels because there's 5 decks and there's 5 factions. So once you finish all 5, there are rewards that you will actually get along the way. There's chests that you open that will contain cards. At the end, if I remember correctly, there's gold that you get at the end that gets added here. But you cannot access the campaign again once you complete it. So I finished the campaign, and the campaign this time around is harder than I remember it last time when I got a beta key to go into closed beta for this game. I didn't remember it being that difficult. It's not too hard, but it's definitely, there's some level of challenge there. The AI in this game, I would say, just as a side note, is definitely better than Hearthstone's. Hearthstone's AI is awful. It's just way too easy to win a game against the innkeeper. The AI here is much better. It's much smarter. Gauntlet, which we will be doing. We'll go ahead and jump into a gauntlet. Literally, you play in a gauntlet against a series of AI-controlled opponents for free. Yeah, this mode is free. You battle through a gauntlet. You have to win 7 games to complete a gauntlet, and then you actually rank up, and you go into a higher level of gauntlet. And the same as in actually ranked play, is you start in bronze and you can go all the way up to master, and that little chest there is your reward for ranking up. So of course, once you get to master, this turns into a silver chest. And there's different levels of chests in this game too. There's the bronze chest, the silver chest, gold chest, diamond chest, and the rank up chest. Which the diamond chests are the best ones, but the rank up ones are really good too. But yeah, this is the only mode that you can spam over and over and play for free. And you defeat the final boss for a grand prize. So and it does get harder every time. So we will be playing through Gauntlet during this video. Forge, the best way I can describe it is very similar to Arena in Hearthstone. You get to create a deck out of 25 cards. The AI will pick the power for you. That is the one thing you can never have influence on, as far as how much power you want to run in your deck. The AI will always pick it. I believe it's at least 15. It's probably more than that actually. But yeah, the way you pick your 25 cards is you get to choose between one of 3 cards. And the thing about Forge is, after you make your first 2 picks, then you lock in those colors. So let's say in your first choice you pick a green card, your second choice you pick a red card. Every card choice that you get after that will always be either a red card or a green card. So you lock in those factions. So, and you do that 25 times until you make a deck. So the draft process is very similar to Hearthstone's Arena. The only difference is you play against the AI. You play against the computer. You don't play against real opponents in Forge. So the first one is free as well. The first one that you get is free. And then I do also have a quest where I would get another free one if I complete a gauntlet. And completing a gauntlet's whether you get through the whole thing or not, I believe. So that's how it was in closed beta anyway, if I recall correctly. And versus battle is, as you guessed it, this is where you play against other people. Casual mode is still not active yet. But I imagine, judging from the description, is just like casual mode in Hearthstone. You play against other players in a non-competitive environment. It's unranked, but you can still earn rewards. Ranked, you play against other players to earn rewards, and like I showed earlier, you get ranked based on that. You start in bronze and you work your way up through the 3 levels of bronze and then silver and etc. etc. So, and then draft here, this works more like Magic the Gathering. This is not like Arena in Hearthstone. The way draft works is that you will get 4 packs to work through, and you will get passed around packs. Very similar to the way draft works in Magic the Gathering. In your first pack, you pick 1 card out of it, you pass the rest over to the next person, and on the second pack that gets passed to you, you pick a card out of that, and you repeat that process until you have 48 cards. Now, your deck is only going to have 45 cards, so you're going to have some cards that you're not going to be able to play. And usually the recommended amount of cards to have playable, I believe, is 28, and then you want 17 power, at least from the things that I've read and done in previous drafts in the past. The cool thing about draft is that, of course, like Magic, the cards that you end up picking in draft, you end up keeping and they get added to your collection permanently, unlike Hearthstone. Also, in Forge, the cards that you pick and you end up making a deck out of, you end up keeping those and they get added to your collection permanently as well. Also, unlike Hearthstone. As far as grinding to get gold and currency in this game, especially for the people that want to go free to play, they don't want to really spend money on this game. Forge is okay starting out, but you are really going to want to make your living in draft. This draft is the one that's most worth it, because draft, your first one is free. It costs 5,000 gold for every draft after that. But you have to realize that for that 5,000 gold, you're picking 48 cards that you get to keep for your collection. So that's like opening 4 packs already. And you already start off with rewards. So even if you don't win a game, you're going to get something back from draft in addition to the cards that you keep. So it would be wise to try to get good at draft, but I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of have to make your way however you're most comfortable doing it, because there are some people that are just not good at those type of formats. I know I was not necessarily the best at Arena and Hearthstone. So I had a couple 12-win runs, but not too many, just a handful. But yeah, that's Eternal, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the game modes go, and nice little introduction. Again, I'm very, very excited about this game. I like it better than Hearthstone. The new set for Hearthstone it's coming out December 7th, and I'm excited for that too, but not as much as I have been excited for in the past, admittedly. It should definitely be fun, but I don't know. I might move over to Eternal. We'll just have to see. We'll see what the future holds. Oh, this is cool. You can do this too. That's good. It'll show different sceneries as well. But yeah. All right. Let's jump into some Gauntlet. I'll show you guys some gameplay, and I'll do my best to be as descriptive as possible about how cards and abilities and turns work. So in Gauntlet, you need to choose a deck that you're going to start with, and we're going to pick the Fire Starter deck. This is the Fire deck, red deck, and because this is the fastest deck, I believe anyway. So let's jump in. Alright, so Minions of Shadow. Alright, so this hand has no power in it, so we cannot keep this hand at all. So you get the option to keep your hand or redraw. When you redraw, you will always have at least 2 power in your next hand, and the whole hand gets tossed. This is not a selective mulligan like in Hearthstone. If anything, it's more like Magic, but you don't lose a card like you do in Magic. Because you get a hand with 1 less card if you decide to mulligan in Magic. But so we're gonna redraw. You can get as much as 5 power though in your opening hand if you choose to redraw. All right, so you played an Amethyst Monument. So this orb is going to tell us about quick draw. Units with quick draw kill blockers before they can deal damage back. Note that quick draw only works while attacking, not while blocking. And then also, we actually learned about Warcry. So Warcry, you buff every time you attack with that unit. So I'm going to play down a Fire Sigil. That's the way we gain power in this game. And we'll play down the Oni Ronin first, since there's no board. And it's a 1 power 2/1 with Warcry. So we definitely want to be as aggressive as possible with this deck. Alright, so we got a Scavenging Flyer. So we drew a Piercing Shot, which is really good here, because we get to deal 2 damage to an enemy unit and 2 damage to the enemy player. So I'm not interested in playing Forge Wolf right now. That's not as effective, so I think we're gonna do that. Even though we had a piercing shot in hand already. So I'm gonna use that. And we will attack. The Warcry will go off, so we get +1/+1 on whatever unit or weapon is at the top of is the closest to the top of our deck. And this is about flying, so similar to Magic the Gathering, we have flying units in this game. They can only be blocked by other flying units, but can block ground units normally. They also can be directly attacked by killer units and relic weapons. So there are weapons in this game. Relic weapons are the ones that characters equip. Similar to how you can have weapons in Hearthstone, but they don't work exactly the same. We probably won't get to see any relic weapons here, because I don't know if this... My deck does not... There's one relic weapon I run in my deck. Alright, so we got the Pyre Adept, which is the... the Warcry. It got the buff from the Warcry, so that was the top unit in our deck. So... we didn't draw any extra power though, so we have to choose between Piercing Shot and going with the Pyre Adept. I think I just want to attack and just see... I don't mind if he trades here. So, yes, just like Magic, the defender chooses where damage goes, not the aggressor like in Hearthstone. Hearthstone, you can't. Hearthstone, you can choose to attack whatever minions you want. See, this game is more like Magic. You choose who attacks, and the defender chooses who blocks who. So, he's choosing to block here, so they're both going to trade off because this has 2 attack and 1 health. This has 1 attack and 2 health. Let them fight, and then we're going to play the Pyre Adept. Get that started. A back alley bouncer. So I didn't go over the way cards and the cost and all that. So Pyre Adept is that number in the top left of the card. Very similar to Hearthstone. That's how much it costs to play the card. This is how much power you have access to. This is your actual power amount, and then that's your maximum. There's also influence that lets you play cards of that faction. So out of the 2 power required to play this card, at least one of that power has to have red influence. So I won't really have any problems casting cards, playing down cards in this deck, because this is the only color I play in this deck. So it's 4-3 would be a problem, but we've got something for that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play the Forge Wolf. Actually, no, let's attack first. It's always a good habit to attack first. Now he will probably block, but we have these cards called fast spells. They work similar to instants in Magic the Gathering, where you are able to play them at many different points during a turn. So this is Torch. This costs 1, and we need 1 red influence. It deals 3 damage. So we will go ahead and use it on the bouncer and kill it. Now, that does mean the Pyre Adept does not do damage to Vara's face. So, which is fine. But we'll go ahead and play the Forge Wolf, do the 1 damage, because whenever you summon it, you deal 1 damage to the enemy player. This orb talks about Entomb. The ability of a unit with Entomb will activate when it dies. This combines well with effects that sacrifice units as a cost. Our opponent plays a 3/3 Puma with lifesteal for 5. And units and spells with lifesteal give you health when they deal damage, healing you equal to the damage dealt. Now, one thing I want to say, the 5 factions in this game, they do have affinities towards certain skills. Because these abilities are called skills. Lifesteal, Overwhelm, Charge. war cry. Those are all called battle skills. And purple, which is shadow, tends to have skill. A lot of their units have skills like lifesteal. Infiltrate's another one that we haven't seen yet. A few have killer, but mostly you see, units with lifesteal, infiltrate, and deadly. Red or fire usually has units that have charge, war cry, overwhelm, things like that. So here we're gonna interesting. We don't want to rampage any of these, so I think we're gonna I'll swing in with that just to kind of get it out of the way. Having a hard time drawing power. I mean, this deck is not very heavily, doesn't have any heavy power requirements. It has some, but so we're just gonna attack with everything. So you play execute, which kills an exhausted enemy. An exhausted enemy is your unit becomes exhausted after it attacks or uses a certain abilities as well. So we can't do anything about that. We have to let it go. There's nothing to counter that. Another scavenging vulture now. The opponent is out of cards. We're still not drawing power though, which is concerning. Got a lot of cards that cost 3 and 4. Can't cast them. Oh, lifesteal. Oh man. There we go. Finally. I think we're gonna go with assembly line. We get 3 1/1 Grenadins. And then maybe if we draw power next turn, we can use Magma Javelin. Excellent. So Magma Javelin is one of the relic weapons that was mentioned earlier. So I'll show you guys exactly how this works. So the number on the left indicates 4 attack. The number on the right is 1 health. So 1 health, that is not 1 durability like in Hearthstone, where you get to, that's the amount of times you can use the weapon. You can use this weapon unlimited times as long as the health is there. So 1 health actually represents 1 armor for the weapon itself. So I'm going to use it to attack this Cabal Cutthroat. This Cabal Cutthroat has 2 attack. So when I swing into it, the Javelin's going to break. But the Cutthroat dies because it has 2 health. It doesn't have more than 4 health. So you have unlimited attacks with your relic weapon as long as there's armor left. There's some nice little tricks too with relic weapons, because there are other cards in this game that give you armor, so they actually get added to your relic weapon. So if your relic weapon has 1 armor like this one, but you use a card that you gain 2 armor, then it will take 3 armor for that for this javelin to break. So I guess my opponent had nothing to do. In fact, let's just go ahead and just equip the javelin. We'll swing. When you swing with a weapon, it's separate from actual combat, and then we'll attack with everything. So it looks like we're gonna get through this pretty nicely. Yeah, that's it. So we'll swing and then attack again. Yeah, it's a done deal. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. And I already know what I need to do to get that fixed. So, yeah. Has some technical difficulties there. But anyway, we got the W. So the gauntlet screen pops up. It shows that you got your first win, and then you move forward. I think I'm actually going to cut the video there, guys. So, but you basically play through this mode until you lose. Once you get your first loss, then you have to collect whatever rewards you have. So each of these, you get a chest. And all the chests contain certain amounts of gold depending on what chest it is, and certain ones will have common cards, others will have uncommon cards. But yeah, the goal in this is to get to 7 wins, and then, like I said, you move to the next rank. But yeah, that's Eternal, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely, if you have Steam, go ahead and check it out on Steam. It's in early access right now. It is free to play. You do not have to pay a dime to play this game. It's a very good game, especially if you want something more challenging than Hearthstone. In my opinion, anyway. There is a competitive community in Eternal. Couple of old school Magic players that are popular, some household names, play this game. So, as well as some people that I saw that I used to see in the Hearthstone community too. No one really popular, but you kind of saw their names. Their names would pop up here and there. But yeah, Eternal. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. If you didn't like it, let me know what I can do better. This is kind of the first game type of review that I've ever done. So I hope I did pretty well. But I will actually have some more Eternal content coming up on the channel as well. A couple of draft runs that I did back in closed beta that they turned out to be pretty good. Should be some good entertainment. And then of course I'm gonna have a pack opening video as well. All this will happen probably within the next couple weeks, most likely. But yeah, subscribe so you guys don't miss out on that stuff. And until next time, Mulligan signing out. You guys take care. Peace.